He went to centre half forward. Oh! Philo puts the afterburners on, steps around from about 45. Stop it! And he's kicked it, has he? Yes, he has!
Hello and welcome to the first edition of AFL Central Victoria TV. My name's Travis Fitzgibbon, and in this edition we'll catch up with the Regional Operations Manager of AFL Central Victoria, Justin Abrams. We'll catch up and talk about all the things that are happening locally with some great initiatives, also some exciting things happening in technology around the leagues. Also, one Central Victorian team's already into a grand final. That, of course, is the Bendigo Thunder, and we'll catch up with their captain and superstar, Emma Walters, to talk about their stellar season and look ahead to the VWFL Northwest Division 1 Grand Final. But first things first, let's catch up with the Regional Operations Manager of AFL Central Victoria, Justin Abrams. G'day, Justin.
Thanks for having me, Trav.
Thanks for coming along. Now, of course, you're in a new role in Central Victorian football. The existing role, which was the CEO of the BFNL, no longer exists. Tell us a little about what you're doing. Regional Operations Manager of AFL Central Victoria. Sounds really good. What's actually on your plate?
Oh, look, I guess the growth in AFL Central Victoria is enormous at the minute, and there's a lot of changes going on locally.
Sure.
So essentially, my role is to oversee the management of all of our leagues within our region. So North Central, Loddon Valley, Heathcote and Bendigo, also including our juniors.
Now, some exciting new undertakings too in technology, one of which is AFL Central Victoria TV. How often can we expect to see this? And I guess we'll be seeing a bit of my face as well.
Absolutely, Trav. So, look, I think as a new initiative, and I certainly hope that people embrace the initiative and log on regularly, particularly to the BFNL website where it will be initially hosted, and we'll try and build things from there. But certainly for the remainder of 2013, I think it'd be fantastic during the final season.
Yep. And
then we'll try and look in 2014 what content we can actually put on here.
Excellent. Now, you touched on the website. What can we expect to see changes-wise there? Of course, the website is bendigofnl.com.au. Yeah,
look, I think you'll just see more up-to-date information. It'd certainly be a portal for us moving forward, but in saying that as well, at the minute we're just trying to restructure a new AFL Central Vic website, and it will act as a portal throughout the region.
Okay. Now, social media, it's starting to ramp up a little bit too through Facebook and Twitter, again at AFL Central Victoria for both of those mediums. That's been going well?
Yeah, look, I think so. It's not new. Social media is certainly not new, but it's a really good way just to communicate to people out there. And, I'd encourage everybody, at least if they haven't joined, to certainly go to those portals and have a look.
There's plenty of local footballers on Twitter especially, so let's all get around and get behind that. That is AFL Central Victoria on Twitter and Facebook. Also the iPhone app. Now, we've seen this over the last 18 months in our area. Yep. Local scores now working in radio. It's an absolute godsend. You don't have to ring up people at the ground. You've got instant access to all the scores from all of the football and netball right through all the grades. It's a fantastic initiative. Is that going to continue in the same form, or will there be some adjustments there going forward?
Yes, certainly. Live scores will certainly remain, so that will grow. I think that is a very good initiative so people can log on wherever they are and get regular updates quarter by quarter in all our leagues. But an iPhone app will be coming very shortly. We're hopeful by finals. It'll be launched in finals. So again, that's a mini website if you like. So anyone can just pick up their phone, log straight onto AFL Central Vic and get all the latest content.
Outstanding. Let's have a look at some initiatives happening around the leagues. And this is a ripper. The AFL Central Victoria are taking their brand to Central Australia through Clinton Angove, who's from the Morong Footy Club in the LVFL. He'll be up there from August 11 to 17.
That's right. So he heads up there next week, and I was fortunate enough to come across this program some time ago and was a participant myself.
Okay.
So it's called Athletes as Role Models. So it's fully funded. So it's an initiative that I'd like to roll out throughout the region and give the opportunity to both male and female participants moving forward. So Clinton will be our first candidate. So hopefully he comes back and has a really positive experience. And part of that is actually living in an Indigenous community in outback Northern Territory. So look, you certainly teach the kids education, you play football and sports, teach the Indigenous kids about healthy habits, So it's a great thing to be involved with.
It isn't just something that runs in this week of August. Does that work throughout the year? So there'll be different opportunities at different times?
That's right. So it runs 4 times a year. I think the next opportunity is October. I'm already guaranteed one spot for that. So we've got some ideas about how we actually, use that as an incentive to people in the region. So the first port of call is to join our social media portals.
There you go.
And find out about all the information.
Exactly. We can hopefully hear from Clinton when he gets back and
Right.
find out how he went and whet your appetite too. But keep involved and get along to the website and through Facebook and Twitter with AFL Central Victoria. Now, football clubs, we all love players. We love going along watching the full forwards kick goals and the defenders punch it out. Well, not so much the defenders, but we need you, I guess. But volunteers, lifeblood of every club, and the 2013 Volunteer of the Year through WorkSafe's open now.
Absolutely. I think everyone's heard the cliche, but it's very true. Football clubs and football leagues do not survive without volunteers, and they come in all different capacities. So, look, I'd really encourage the BFNL presidents and secretaries today received an email from me with their nomination forms. So that will actually be rolled out again throughout the region. So I'd encourage everybody to have a really good think about their volunteers and nominate somebody who's worthy of that.
$1,000 first prize, so well worth winning.
Absolutely it is, yeah.
Good stuff. Now, there is a link to the application forms on the Bendigo Football Netball League website as well, or you can find it on the AFL Victoria Country website as well. If you didn't get one from Justin today and you've got someone in mind to nominate for the 2013 WorkSafe Volunteer of the Year. Now, I just want to have a bit of a chat to you about a few things that have happened around the leagues at the weekend. And in the Bendigo Footy League, an emphatic win to Golden Square, and South Bendigo also had a good win, so it's certainly tightened up that race for the premiership again.
Absolutely, and those two sides meet this weekend at MyJet Oval, so it couldn't have come at a better time, I guess. So it's really exciting. I think anyone from the top 5 or 6 at this stage in the BFNL has got a shot at the grand final.
In the Loddon Valley Football League, the finals venues have been announced. The qualifying final is to take place at Newbridge, the elimination final at Pyramid Hill. Second semi-finals out at Inglewood. The first semi-final will be happening at Serpentine. The preliminary at Midiamo, and the grand final this year at Morong.
That's right. Yes, it is. I had a Loddon Valley board meeting last night, so everyone was really excited about sharing the finals again, and we'll just wait and see if Morong make the grand final.
Well, exactly. Fair advantage to have play at Malone Park should the Panthers make it. Good luck to them as they, I think they're back in the finals for the first time in 4 or 5 years. So well done to Corey Grigg and everyone out there at Morong. In the Heathcote District Football League, great to see Elmore get their first win at the weekend.
Yeah, look, absolutely. It doesn't matter what time of the year that comes, your first win's always important. So they're on the board and they're away. Absolutely.
And in the North Central Football League, well, if you think the Bendigo Football League's tight, there's 3 teams sharing the top of the ladder up there on 40 points with the Witchy-Proof, Narrowport, Charlton and St Arnaud, and just stalking them behind there, Wedderburn, the champs looking pretty ominous as well.
Yeah, look, it's an exciting time again up there as well. So, Corey Jones at Witchy, he's having a fantastic breakout year from going back and playing local footy. Big change for Corey, and he's having a terrific season.
The Bendigo Gold too have their Community Day happening this weekend at the Queen Elizabeth Oval. They're taking on Coburg, and a gold coin donation to Bendigo for Homeless Youth gets you in the gate.
Absolutely, a great initiative. I really commend the Bendigo Gold, and everyone's certainly aware of their current issues, but a terrific initiative, and I certainly hope to get down and see the second half this weekend against Coburg, so I'd certainly encourage everybody to go along and support their local VFL team.
Pretty good last week against Box Hill.
Yeah, very competitive. I think, they've certainly been competitive throughout the season. They just really need to chalk up that first win. As I said, it doesn't matter when it comes, but as long as they try and get one on the board. Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us on AFL Central Victoria TV, Justin.
No, thanks very much. And look, everybody out there in AFL Central Vic world will certainly see a lot more of the web TV, and certainly you, Trav. So thank you for coming on and emceeing our new initiative.
That's my pleasure. Our next guest on AFL Central Victoria TV will be the captain of the Bendigo Thunder, Emma Walters. They're into another grand final. Congratulations, Emma.
Thanks, Trav.
15-16, 106-0 over Sunbury. A massive win in a second semi-final, and you finally put that hoodoo to the sword.
Yeah, indeed. So we had a really good win against Sunbury on the weekend. It's the first time we've won a semi-final. We've had two semi-finals that we've lost, and we've had to go through to the prelim final. But we've given ourselves a week off, so it's something new, and we look forward to the grand final.
And that weekend might be handy too to have off. A couple of your key players didn't play at the weekend. Will they be a good chance to make the grand final team?
Absolutely. So there's a couple of fitness tests that will need to be done, but they're key players that need to come back in. So everyone's sort of playing for their position. It's going to be tough for Russell and I to do the selection, and Craig, our assistant coach. So there's probably some big selections on the line, but we look forward to the challenge.
How many of the girls might miss out?
Look, I think we've got a few on the list.
Yep.
We probably missed out on 7 players going into this one.
Okay.
So yeah, it's going to be pretty tough. But everyone's been part of it this year. So it's no matter what happens, if we win or lose, everyone's been part of it this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I did hear Coach Russell Jeffries say on Fresh FM during the week that at three-quarter time, he did put it to you to really bury Sunbury. So if they do bounce back and make the grand final, you've got it over them psychologically.
Absolutely, Trav. Sunbury are a great team. They've been our biggest competition along with North Geelong throughout the season. They're a very physical side, so there's no doubt that if they get up this week over North Geelong, then they can certainly take it right up to us in the grand final.
Who do you think will make the grand final?
Oh, it's a tough one, Trav. I think North Geelong might get it over Sunbury.
Okay.
If Sunbury take that team in that they took in against us, that they probably will get done.
Yep.
But they've got some key players coming back in. I'd probably prefer to play Sunbury, I think. But,
Okay,
but
sure.
I think either one of those teams, given the day, given the conditions, certainly will take it right up to us.
You said Sunbury had a few missing. Will they have those girls missing as well this weekend?
I'm not too sure. Hopefully they can get back in. They might have been resting. They were blessed with a second chance as well. So maybe they were resting. Maybe they were thinking we can sacrifice this match, get those girls fit again,
Yep.
and then they can take it right up to North Geelong. So we'll just have to see what pans out.
The VWFL Division 1 Grand Final, the Northwest Division 1 Grand Final, will be at Coburg City Oval August 17 against Sunbury or North Geelong. We'll recap on that before we let you go as well. Let's roll back and have a look at the season as a whole. Obviously undefeated to this point. It's been an amazing effort, it must be said. Now, women's football, it's new. It's not new, but it's certainly building. How do girls find their way to football? Let's talk about your story. Have you come through Auskick and things like that, or how have you found yourself in football?
Yeah, Trav, I actually played soccer for 10 years before I really had the opportunity to play football.
Yep.
I've always wanted to play football. Since I can remember, the first thing I did was pick up a ball and kick it around.
Yep.
Kick it with my brothers and that type of thing, and sort of played here and there through school, but basically never really had the opportunity like the girls do have now with their youth competitions and the Auskick and that type of thing. So I played soccer for 10 years, and then once I heard the Bendigo Thunder was establishing, I was pretty keen, and I just transferred right over from soccer straight to football.
And training for women's football, is it similar to men's or basically the same?
Yeah, basically the same.
Yep.
So we've got 2 nights a week, and we'll do a pretty hard pre-season. We'll do our specialty sessions, so it might be a bit of bag work or pool session.
Sure.
We take recovery very seriously, so it's it's pretty standard stuff. Yeah.
Now, you say you come from a soccer background. Do the girls come from similar sporting backgrounds or straight into footy? What sort of stories are you finding?
Similar, yeah. There's a lot of ex-soccer players that do
Yep.
play. We've got a couple of Kiwis that are playing for us at the
Is that
moment.
right?
Yeah, so I think they're right into rugby and that type of thing. So we got soccer, we got rugby, we've got a lot of the girls that have played youth and come up, so that
Okay.
they've experienced football, and that's really beneficial to the way they play at the senior level.
And as the club gets older and older, that'll probably become more the pathway, won't it?
Oh, absolutely. As you probably know, girls football
Yep.
is developing. It's growing at a really fast rate. And it's very positive. It's very exciting, and I'm 30 years old, and I'm sort of getting to the tail end of my career, Trav. But I'm very excited that young girls now can play football from whenever they choose to, and
Yep.
continue it right through. It's fantastic.
Now, you did say positive there, and that's something I want to ask you about. The team environment of a football club. Have you noticed, being one of the senior players and the captain, that it's a positive example for the young girls and a good environment for them to be in?
Yeah, the Bendigo Thunder has fostered a really good environment to play in, to be involved in. It's really reflective of the supporter group that we've got. We have supporters that have just decided to come be involved. They've just accidentally seen the girls play at Dale Park, and they haven't left. They even come to our away games, and that's because they love the girls. They love the club. and the girls love being there, and I think it's just it's great that the Thunder have really developed such a good culture there.
Yeah, fantastic. Now, you've had your first ball last week. How did that go?
Oh, it was really good, Trav. Yep. Again, we had about 120 people go to that ball for our inaugural ball. I think that's fantastic. Our coach, Russell Jeffrey, did a fantastic job in promoting that.
Yes.
We had sponsors there. We had some of our, keen supporters come along, all the players, their families, their partners. And it was a really good night. Yeah, really good night.
So it's a couple of weeks out from the grand final. What happens now with training? And is complacency a bit of a problem? Is that something you've addressed already?
Look, it can be, and that's a question that Russell and I and some of the senior girls have got throughout the season. We've been winning games by quite significant margins.
Yeah.
A lot of questions we get is it getting boring? Do you think you're just going to win every single week? And we don't. We never go in there, regardless of who we're playing, we never go in there thinking we're going to win. Going into the final, we're prepared to play our best football, and we need to play our best footy, Trav. Either one of those teams, North Geelong or Sunbury, if they play their best, and I tell you what, conditions, if we get conditions like we saw in Coburg last year, it was muddy, it was terrible, it was anyone's game, and if we get those conditions and being finals, it brings it back to an even playing field. So we're definitely going to have to be at our best. Training will just be as normal. So we've got a Wednesday night session tomorrow, a Friday night session. Going into the week leading into the grand final, we'll have a Monday night session. We'll have a Wednesday night session, and we'll get a guest speaker in, and we'll talk a little bit about, their experiences going into grand final. So
Sure.
we've organised someone suitable to come and speak about that, Trav.
Yep.
And then we'll just get together on the Friday night. We play on a Saturday this year. It's usually a Sunday grand final.
Okay.
So that's a little bit different. That's a little bit out of routine. But we'll just get together at Dow Park. We'll just have a lazy kick around, settle each other's nerves, and we'll just go about it as we normally would.
Fantastic. Best of luck for the grand final.
Thanks,
and let's
Trav.
hope you get plenty of support.
Yeah, thank you.
If you would like to catch the grand final, the VWFL Northwest Division 1 grand final, it's at the Coburg City Oval on August 17. And as we did say, it'll either be against Sunbury or North Geelong. So best of luck. Get down and support the Bendigo Thunder. I hope you've enjoyed this first edition of AFL Central Victoria TV. Remember, on the court and on the field, play fair and have fun.